Well, guys, I thought we might try a little bit of practice together. I have 4 analog clocks here, and I have 4 digital clocks, and I want us to match the analog clock to the digital clock and see that they both tell the same time. So let's start with this first analog clock. Remember, step 1 is we look at the shorthand or the hour hand, and we see what hour is it pointing at. I can see here that the shorthand on this first clock is pointing between the 10 o'clock hour and the 11 o'clock hour. So it has not made it to 11 o'clock yet. It's still sometime in the 10 o'clock hour. And then, now that I know the hour is the 10 o'clock hour, I look at the minute hand or the long hand, and I count by fives to see how many minutes have passed in the 10 o'clock hour. And I say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes have passed. So this clock says 10:30, and I'm going to draw a line to connect these two clocks. Let's look at the next one. We look first at the shorthand or the hour hand, and I can see that it's somewhere between the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock on our clock. So I know that it must be 12 something because it's not 1 o'clock yet. Then I count by fives to make it all the way to the long hand or the minute hand. I say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I know that this clock says 12:30, and I can draw a line to 12:30. We've matched 2 of them. Let's see if we can do the other 2. Looking at this third clock, I'm going to start with step 1 of looking at what is the shorthand, the hour hand pointing at, and I can see it's between the 3 and the 4. So it's still in the 3 o'clock hour. It's sometime after 3 o'clock, but it isn't 4 o'clock yet. So it's 3 something, and I count by fives to find how many minutes have passed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 minutes have passed because the long hand or the minute hand is pointing at the 6, which is 30 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. So this clock says 3:30, and I can draw a line to the 3:30. If we've done everything right so far, this last clock should say 5:30 because that's the clock that I haven't matched up yet. So let's see if we're right. I start by looking at the shorthand or the hour hand, and it's sometime between the 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock hour. I know that it's after 5 o'clock, but it isn't 6 o'clock yet because the shorthand hasn't made it to the 6 yet. So it's 5 o'clock, and we need to see how many minutes have passed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 minutes have passed after 5 o'clock. It's 30 minutes after 5 o'clock, or 5:30. And the good news is that's the clock that we still needed to match our time to. Great work, guys. Your teachers are going to have an activity for you on a website to practice this skill. You'll be matching an analog clock to a digital clock.